Fibromyalgia is pain in muscles and the connective tissue of the muscles, the fascia. And it's a rather challenging diagnosis. There's actually quite a bit of controversy in the medical community about how we actually make the diagnosis. But I personally consider fibromyalgia a diagnosis of exclusion. You rule out inflammatory arthritis, you rule out degenerative arthritis, you rule out metabolic conditions such as gout, you rule out radicular pain from the spine, any bad kind of causes of pain that we have specific treatments for. Basically, with fibromyalgia, there's pains in the muscles, and the pain seems to be relentless. And I think that there's a very large component of emotional tension in people who have fibromyalgia. And I don't say this in a critical way. I don't say this in a way of that the pain is not real. I believe the pain is very real. But I believe what happens is that people that are predisposed to fibromyalgia hold themselves under a general body tension throughout the day. And what happens is that the muscles get very fatigued and overworked, and they become painful. And you'll go, say, to get a massage, but your muscles will feel tender. And I think that people become very sensitized to pain when you touch their body and when they move. And the pain can then create fear or anger. You can be ticked off that you've got this pain, which can then make you more tense, more worried about things, and then that can start a cycle where you have more muscle tension, and then you get more muscle pain, you get more tightness, and then I find that people also tend to limit their activity, and because they're limiting activity, they get out of shape, and so it's difficult for them to get back into movement, because when they go and do something, they actually get sore and stiff, which is a normal response to not having been active. So I think that probably the most important thing is that if you've got muscle pains and you've had a complete workup where everything is really normal, but you've got these pains, and everybody's kind of looking at you, well, you can take morphine, you can take pain medication, and not really giving you any other kind of an answer, I would really focus on mentally doing that body scan, using your breath, relax your muscles, relax your mind. And then you have to start to get back to activity. It's a normal response. If I say I haven't done an activity such as gardening for the whole winter, and I get up and go out into the garden and I turn over every bed and I rake all the leaves and do all this work, the next day my muscles could actually be really sore and stiff. This is called delayed onset muscle soreness. And people with fibromyalgia, or people that are particularly worried about a pain in the muscle, need to be aware that they could have some discomfort if they're active, and that this isn't actually a bad thing. It's not actually pathological. It's the way that the body grows and becomes stronger. So I would recommend being active, but also going very slowly at your own pace, one step at a time, and gradually increasing the intensity of even walking. Go walk around the block once. Get comfortable walking around the block once, and go through the performance pyramid. So, in summary, people with fibromyalgia, in my experience, have a lot of tension in their muscles and their fascia. There's no cause that has been identified by the doctor for this pain. The pain is real, and I think that there's an emotional tension that people have where they're just bracing themselves waiting for that emotional hit, and that creates too much tension and stress within the muscles, which then become painful. So to treat it, you need to relax your mind, relax your muscles, and then start back at a very gentle and graduated exercise program.